An old man approached me today while I was standing outside, catching up with somebody I haven't seen for ages, outside Poundland on Petersfield High Street. And he's come up to me and he's gone, "Excuse me." And I've gone, "What?"
Oh, bless him. He probably only wanted directions.
No, he wanted to tell me that my hair was lovely. Do you know what I mean? But I am so used to guys just being nude, or I thought he was about to say something rude to me because I'd said something a little bit disrespectful about our Queenie and all the sycophants standing around in the street. Do you know what I mean? Because someone was ringing the bells. That's what I was saying earlier about the bells. And everyone stopped and standing still, and I'm like walking through, and I felt like I had to kind of like puff my chest out a little bit and remind myself that I was allowed to carry on walking. This was not an official moment's silence. Do you know what I mean? This was everybody standing around, and I'm thinking, get off your knees, metaphorically speaking. That's what they're all doing. They're all bowing and scraping, and I'm like,
that's so weird.
I'm not doing it.
No, you know? Good.
So I walked through feeling really self-conscious. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, I was like, yes.
No, I'm not going to adhere to this.
Not bowing and scraping.
To combat the awkwardness, I would just draw the attention to myself on purpose. And just what?
Well, my t-shirt says "Riots, not diets."
That's sick.
Yeah, can you see that?
That's sick. That's such cool.
Riots, not diets. But yeah, no,
I mean, with regards to our petition, I think we're just going to have to ride it out and let's deal with it that way.
Yeah,
they'll probably put on extra time at the end.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing much we can do except be like, hang on till the petition's website is live again, and then you can carry on signing.
How many signatures do we have on it at the moment?
About 100.
That's not bad. I know that, it's not anywhere what it should be, but it's still not bad.
Yeah. And that's without shout outs, without any help from anyone else, really.
We will get there. Yeah. People have started re-engaging with the page again and leaving comments, especially after that idiot.
After that Let's Not Date page shared us, since then we have been getting more activity, so maybe that kind of broke the shadow ban a bit that we were
maybe
on.
Maybe but people there is still a warning that they get when they click like saying this page has been flagged and everything like that, so it does discourage people, but it's all part of the case against Facebook at the end of the day.
So
there's plenty of content out there at the moment because it is absolutely mental, especially going back on Meet Me. Meet Me is dire.
I have never been on Meet Me before, so obviously I made that profile for you. You cracked on. I popped on it, I saw it, and I was like, I've actually not been on this app. What's it like? And I'm looking through the quality of men on there and the mess. All that you were on there, you weren't even on there 12 hours, Rachel, and already it was just a fucking shit show and a cesspool. I can't believe that.
The amount of Meet Me really needs an overhaul on how it verifies profiles, because the amount of fakes on there, I am bombarded daily with about 20 to 50 "do you want to be my sugar baby" messages. What and they want hello.
So whilst you're talking, carry on. Whilst you're talking about it, keep going, because I've brought up examples of
oh yeah, this "hey cutie." If someone said "hey cutie" to me, I'd tell them to fuck off.
Oi, it's condescending. I mean, what's that next one next to it? "Hey drooling." I mean, what?
I know.
Wait a minute. Can I ask something?
So for people watching that don't know, Rachel has just made a new account on the Meet Me app, which is a dating app. Now, one of the first things I noticed, because I've not been on there before, is that the Meet Me app has suggestions of first messages to send strangers on. So it'll give you suggestions of what to say. Now, it should be, I don't know, hi, how are you? Or fucking what's your favourite film? I don't know, something like that.
Good
You know,
morning.
I mean, there's one on there. Hey, tell me something interesting about yourself, or you know, I get it, and I understand that it's very difficult to break that ice. But these kind of things do not encourage proper approaches. It's hit you up stuff. It's, you know, it's
They could be funny. They could be funny, couldn't they? You know, they could actually have one that says, "Consider this an icebreaker." That'd be funny. Do you know what I mean?
we're gonna send you in there, and right, here's your consultant. Here's Sarah. She'll tell you what to say. But yeah, hey drooling and hey cutie is not, you know, it's not what I would want to receive.
No,
it's patronising. Hey
it's
cutie.
So creepy. That drooly face is so creepy. Yeah, and then
oh, look, a kiss. You are hot. Suck.
And then with a smirk.
Wow.
That's not how you talk. That's not how you interact with strangers online. Full stop.
No, that's not how you approach somebody on a dating app where you want to engage with them, because you're already putting them in a place where they're like, what's going on here? What's the after? You know, it's a patriarchal bullshit site. You know, and the amount of dick pics I get.
Oh my God.
And then you put tombstone over one of them. I died.
I have to get creative now. We get so many dick pics. I need to find new emojis to put over them. So
I have just got a message from Fabrizio in Como in Italy. I would kiss you all above, all down below. I've written back, I will screenshot your face in sexual harassment and post it all over women behaving better for the world to see what a dirty pervert you are.
good.
Do they actually think that, you know, that they have no self-reflection on what they're doing? They know that it's not supposed to be happening. They wouldn't want it being done to any of the females that they care about. They just don't care.
I am beyond understanding the mindset of men like
I cannot get my head round it. And then I've just had one from David who's written, hey sexy. So I've gone cringe. And he's like, why? And I've said, online catcalling is cringy. Okay, what is catcalling? Are we fucking serious? He's 42.
That's when you say, hey, sexy, or you whistle at a girl or someone as you walk past.
Well, you can't do it in the streets anymore. It's illegal on the streets. So why can we not?
My argument. That's exactly my argument. If you wouldn't do it on a street to a random woman, in a pub to a stranger, why is it acceptable and allowed and normalised to do it online?
And
exactly. And that's what the petition is about.
You did do that. You know, what would happen if you did do that? If a guy walked up to me and said, hey, sexy, I want to kiss you all over, I'd go, fuck off.
You'd punch him in the face, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But it does happen to women all the time on the streets. Because we see it all the time. We're hearing the stories all the time about women being followed and being intimidated. Not everybody is like us and will react in the same way. But it does need to be,
because we've been taught to fawn. Because we've been taught to lie back and think of England. You know, I remember that when I was a kid. Oh, just if you don't like it, just lie back and think of England. Do you know what I mean?
I think that's just, you know, it's yeah.
That's
it just makes me feel ill.
Yeah. And
we're not allowed to feel angry, because anger has been taken out of the range of emotions because only men are allowed to feel it. That's why.
And if women are angry, we must be on our period, right?
Yeah, we're just fucking psycho. We're psycho.
By the way, men don't know how fucking hard it is to bleed 7 days a month and to have PMS 7 days a month. By the way,
there are so many men that don't understand that you actually bleed 7 days. You know, and or they think it's a myth.
Like when I was with my ex, I was having a really bad period and I was on the toilet and I was like, actually, I wonder if he even realises how much pain I'm in. I called him over. I was like, have you ever seen like how much blood comes out? And he was like, no. And I was like, right, I'm not being funny, like genuinely, I'm gonna educate you. So I just wiped and showed him and his face was in shock and he was like, I didn't know you bleed that much. And I'm like, yeah, bro, it's full on fucking bleeding over
What do
here.
they think? It's like a cut finger? No, imagine
They
once
just
a month cutting your bell end off.
You know, there's an old joke from I think it's like from the late 80s or the 90s. Well, it's not even a joke. It's just what are the three miracles of women? We can get wet without having a shower, make boneless flesh hard, and bleed for a week without dying. Do you know what I mean? It's like
I saw some woman putting that on TikTok the other day as if it was really funny and original. I was like, oh, you poor girl.
I know. But it's like we can bleed for a week and not die, month in, month out for about 40 years. You know what I mean?
That's if you're lucky and you can get away with that. Think of all the PCOS and the endometriosis ladies, you know, and a plethora of other things that can cause so much problems down there.
Like I suffer from PMDD, which is a form of PMS, but it's just hard depression that hits you. And it's not a fucking joke, and it's serious, and I have to have therapy for it. Like, this is why it pisses me off and that's why, and I'm not overreacting, that's why it pisses me off when men will throw that comment, oh, you on your period, mate, you have no fucking idea. You're lucky I've not killed myself today, actually.
Come close enough for me to answer that question. Come a little bit closer and I'll fucking answer that question.
But you know, again, to link
it get away with manslaughter.
And to link it back to the petition, you know, this is why it's needed for the laws to change, because it's illegal to do that out in the street, but it's legal online. And if you see in the article, it says 1956 was when Parliament consolidated the Sexual Offences Act as criminal law. It was amended in 2002, but that's the last time it was touched. 20 years ago was the last time any of that was amended. And think how much the internet has progressed since 2002.
Yeah.
It needs to be revisited. It needs to be amended, like big time.
Definitely. And it's not like people aren't out there and there isn't the information out there for men to listen to women. Women are crying out for it to be, you know, we want more respect. We want to raise our standards. And men are moaning about that article about, you know, more men are.
There is, I was just going to say, there's that article, isn't there? That men are, there's more and more lonely and single lonely men, because we're like, I'm not having it. I've been single for 12 and a half years. You know, and every time I think, I could have a bit of company, I then go, fucking give your head a wobble, Sarah. Do you know what I mean?
Preach.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't feel sorry for men that are struggling to date, because if you're struggling to date, there's a reason.
Especially men my age, do you know what I mean? They literally don't do anything. You've either got like the super jet setters who've like not, you know, who are like,
focused on their career.
They're focused on their career. They look lovely, do you know what I mean? All groomed and suited and booted. They want to travel the world, and I'm like, I don't. Do you know what I mean? And
okay, so you move on. But
France, do you know what I mean? That's about my limit, really. Do you know?
when I enforce the boundary and I make, I mean, there's one question that will always make men react and be uncomfortable, and is, do you send kisses to men you don't know too?
Yeah.
It always makes them uncomfortable, and that's when I get, can see why you're single. And I'm like, no, I can actually see why you are single.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you
there's
don't
no
understand the concept of boundaries.
There's no evaluation. You know, it's all about, like, when these guys put these, like, tickets, you know, I need a woman who's gonna, you know, looks after herself. She's this, she's that. And it's like, I just want a guy who's like, all right, got his own place. And he can support himself.
I just want somebody that is aware of what's going on. And I don't care if they're still going through the process of re-educating themselves and retraining themselves. we'll do it together, because I'm still there, you know.
Yeah.
Well, we all are. Every day's a school day, you know. And I think that we need each other in order to grow. You know, I know that men need to have that conversation with other men, you know, but that conversation has to start from somewhere. It has to start,
Absolutely.
you know, it has to start. Men and women have to have that conversation as well.
Yeah,
otherwise men are going to know that women need men to stand up and go, you know what, mate, don't say that about my missus, your missus, my sister, your sister. Do you know what I mean?
That girl there.
Yeah.
And it's because they're not willing to have the uncomfortable conversations. But you have to.
You know, and men need to start to learn to have a conversation where the subject matter isn't
maybe. Did you think
driven
men
by
don't
what they
respect
need?
themselves?
Pardon?
Do you think men don't respect themselves?
I think they're too
No,
scared.
I just don't think they see humans as.
I think they're too scared to speak up because they don't want to get spoken to the way we get spoken to when we speak up.
So they know.
It's definitely
They
that.
know.
Because when a woman speaks up, it's you're crazy, you're a bitch, you're overreacting, you're emotional. So if a guy turns
and so
around,
they don't want that for themselves because they don't want to become across as being a bit girly.
I saw an article
being a bit
or a podcast or something like that about bigger women, and there are a lot of men out there that like bigger women as a preference. However, because of the peer pressure that they have to be perfect and to be the great guy and to be the popular guy or whatever it is that it goes through their heads, they will actually try and have a relationship with conventional good-looking women and consider it to be more high value, or whatever that means, because they're afraid of what other men are going to be thinking of them. So men put pressure on themselves, and this is why women are saying the patriarchy brings us both down. Yeah. It's not just women that it oppresses. Yeah. And there needs to be more spaces available for men to be able to come and talk to women about what's going on if they feel they can't talk to men. There's a lady on TikTok who is an intersectional feminist, so she works with men and women. And she says she gets more men coming to her with their problems because they are afraid to talk to the other men in their lives about it.
There we go.
Yeah, because men literally, they're that like, they just want to like throw a solution at a problem, don't they? It's like, oh, such and such isn't very happy with me today. Oh, don't talk to them ever again then. Do you know what I mean? It's like men don't really want to. Yes. There's
a very simplistic way of looking at it. It's like somebody said I know I'm harping on about TikTok, it's been my little baby for the week. I'm not on it. What do you call you'd go mental, mate. It would drive you nuts.
Oh God.
What do you call a girl who doesn't give a blowjob? And this guy has actually put himself out there, stitched it, thinking he's funny, going, single. Are you serious? You know, she might just not like doing it.
Yeah.
And that is not why she isn't in a relationship. That's not why she's single, just because she can't give, doesn't want to give a blowjob, doesn't give blowjobs. And that is how some men think. And he thinks he's funny. He thinks he's a cool guy. And he looks like one of those popular cool guys as well. So it just...
about 12 though, do you know what I mean?
It was our age.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
It was embarrassing. I was embarrassed for him.
So I've thrown together a bunch of screenshots and I've got them like all on my phone anyway. So it took me literally 1 minute to pop these into a folder. And look how many there are. There's 38. And these are like, a lot of these are like recent ones as well. But I just want to make a point. I just want to make a point of how normalized it is to receive sexual harassment via dating apps, because I shouldn't be able to accumulate 38 fucking screenshots in the space of a minute.
Would you like to know how many I've got on my phone?
Like over 4,000.
16,000.
Jesus.
16,000 screenshots.
And you kind of got to laugh, otherwise you will cry.
Yeah, I will slip my wrists, yes.
Like,
but yeah, I do need to. I'd love to be able to write a book of conversations with men and just have all these screenshots that people can look at.
Do it. If you ever need a hand, hit me up. You know I'm down. Do it.
Let's do it. Let's do the book.